Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dears. We are here with a new lecture on morphology. In this lecture we will be focusing on morpheme, the concept of morph, allomorph, the types of morpheme, free and bound morphemes, lexical morpheme, functional morpheme, inflectional morpheme and derivational morphemes. Let's start with our lecture. What is morphology? Morphology is the scientific study of word formation, or we can say morphology is the study of morphemes, or we can say that morphology is the study of how words are formed in a language. It discusses meaningful unit in a language, morphemes, or grammatical unit of words, bound morphemes. It also studies the patterns of word formation process. It also studies how words are originated, how grammatical forms are identified and combined with other morphemes, and on what basis the word class is formed. First, what is morpheme and what is word? Let's discuss. A word is a unit which is constituent at the phrase level and above. This is being the minimal possible unit of a reply. It has regular stress patterns, being the smallest constituent that can be moved within a sentence without making the sentence ungrammatical. Let's discuss what is morpheme. Morpheme is a minimal, meaningful unit of a word or in the grammar of language, which is not further divisible or analyzable into smaller forms. The units of lowest rank out of which words and units of next highest rank are composed. If we try to break up a morpheme, it loses its identity and it left with meaningless noise. What does it mean? Morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit of a word. It means that a simple word can be a combination of two morphemes or three morphemes or four morphemes. For example, go is a single morpheme, single word. Going is the combination of two morphemes, go plus ing. So, morpheme is a meaningful unit or a grammatical function. Go is the meaningful unit and ing is the grammatical function. Both are morphemes. These morphemes cannot be divided further. We cannot divide go further. If we divide it, if we break it, go or o, we are left with meaningless noises. It has no meaning. Look at the examples of morpheme. Unladylike. Un is one morpheme, lady is another, and like is another. Encouragement. Encouragement. Disillusionment. So far, we discussed what is morpheme. What is morph then? A morph is the phonetic realization of a morpheme. Morpheme is an abstract unit in our mind. When we realize it phonetically, when we pronounce it, when we realize it practically, that practical and phonetic realization of a morpheme is called a morph. The real form of morpheme, the actual utterance of the morpheme is called morph, a formal unit with a physical shape. The one which is written here, it is morph. This is morph. This is raw. Because this is real. We can see it. This is actual. It has a shape. Either we phonetically realize a morpheme, it becomes a morph, or we orthographically realize it. This is similar to the concept called phone and phonology, because phone is the actual realization of a phoneme and morph is the actual realization of a morpheme. Any form that is used to represent a morpheme is called morph. The word childish has two morphs. Now what is allomorph? Allomorph is phonologically distinct variant of the same morpheme. Different realization, manifestation of the same morpheme is called allomorph. They vary in shape or pronunciation according to their condition of use. They are a class of morphs which are semantically identical. They are derived from phonological and morphophonemic roots. The explanation of allomorphs. Morphemes are represented by more than one form in different contexts. These variants are called allomorphs. Allomorphs are morphemes having the same function but different form. Unlike synonyms, they usually cannot be replaced one by the other. Allomorphs are distinct with regard to form, but they have the same grammatical or semantic function. The indefinite article in English has two allomorphs. A is used if the next word starts with a consonant. A leg, a mother, a tomato. An is used if the next word starts with vowels. An ear, an egg. They differ in pronunciation but semantically their function is the same. A and an. These are allomorphs of the indefinite article. Look at the example of English plural s. Phonologically conditioned. This is phonologically conditioned. S with morph ending in per, turker, etc. with voiceless sounds such as cats, thanks. Look at this S. With t voiceless after k voiceless, it is pronounced as s sound. But after voiced sounds, this S is pronounced as z. Dogs, rims. Look at s and z. This is same, but this morpheme or this morph has two different phonetic realization. This is one variety of the same morpheme and this is the other variety. These are allomorphs. Now look at the same plurality ending with z and t words. Buses and boxes. Now it is and is. So one morpheme has three variants. So, is. These are allomorphs. Now look at the types of morpheme. There are two main types of morpheme. Free morpheme. A free morpheme is a word that can occur by itself. It can stand alone. However, we can add other morphemes in it. For example, boy, man, establish, measure, laptop, class, student. These are free morphemes because they can stand alone. Bound morphemes, it is a grammatical unit that never occurs by itself. It is always attached to free morphemes, such as this is attached to cat, cats. Ness is attached to kind, so it forms kindness. One is free morpheme, which is not attached to other morphemes. One is bound morpheme, which is always attached to other free morphemes. Look at the diagram. A morpheme has two types, free, bound. That can stand alone, this one cannot stand alone. Free morpheme has further two kinds, lexical morpheme and functional morpheme. Bound morpheme has two kinds, derivational morpheme and inflectional morpheme. Let's explain. Lexical versus functional morphemes. There are two broad categories of free morphemes, lexical and functional. Lexical morphemes known as content words. Lexical morphemes are the morphemes that can stand alone and that carries a meaning. For example, nouns, adjectives, verbs and adverbs. These noun words, they are lexical morphemes. This is an important consequence for morphology because lexical morphemes belong to an open class which can expand. New lexical morphemes can easily be added to a language. Functional morpheme, also called functional words, they also stand alone but they are not content words. They mostly signal syntactic relationship and includes prepositions, pronouns, and determiners. Look at these. Apart from noun, verb, adverb, adjective, the other parts of speech are functional morphemes. Functional morphemes belong to closed set that admits no new members. New preposition and pronouns and determinants are very rarely added to a language. Now look at the types of bound morpheme, inflectional and derivational morpheme. Inflectional morpheme. Inflectional word formation is a word formation that expresses grammatical distinctions. They perform certain grammatical function like number, tense, person. Inflectional morphemes cannot stand alone. They are attached to free morphemes. They do not form new words. They do not bring any change in the meaning of words. They just change the form of morpheme. If a morpheme is singular, inflectional morpheme can make it plural. If a morpheme is singular, it can make it plural. It can change its tense. If a morpheme is in present tense, it can make it in continuous, in progressive aspect. Look at the possessive case. This morpheme, attached morpheme, has not changed the meaning of this word. It has only shown the possession. It does not result in the creation of new lexical words, as I told you before, and it changes the grammatical form of lexemes to fit into different grammatical contexts. Inflections more relevant to syntax. Inflections morphemes do not change meaning and word class. Now keep in mind, it does not change meaning. It does not change the part of speech. It is more related to syntax because when we say he goes with singular subject, we have used morpheme with inflectional morpheme es. With plural subject they go, we do not use the verb with an inflectional morpheme. So inflectional morpheme has a direct connection with syntax of a language. Look at some other things. Inflectional morphemes are very much productive in nature. How we can say that inflectional morphemes in English, ing, ed, s, es, er, est with adjective can be added to any part of speech of the same category. For example, s and es can be added to many nouns to make it plural. Er and est can be added to many adjectives to make it comparative and superlative degree. And the same way ed and ing can be added to many verbs. Inflectional morphemes are limited in number. They are just 8 in English, and it blocks the affixation process because when we add inflectional morpheme, we cannot add any other suffix after it. Now, what is derivational morpheme? In derivation, a new word is formed by adding an affix to the root or the stem. Derivational morphemes form new words either by changing the meaning of the base to which they are attached. For example, kind, unkind, obey, disobey. So they change the meaning. Inflectional morphemes do not change meaning. Or by changing the grammatical category, the word class that a base belongs to. For example, kind, so they make it adverb kindly. Simple, simply. So it creates new words. Derivational morphemes are morphemes that creates new words in a language. Look at the examples of derivation process in nouns. Look at verb is changed into noun, speak, speaker, swim, swimming, read, reader, are reading. Adjective is converted into noun, kind, kindness, good, goodness, black, blackness, noun into noun, mother, motherhood, sense, nonsense. Look at the derivation of adjectives. Noun can be made adjective, master, masterly, brother, brotherly. Verb can be made adjective, read, readable, love, lovable, adjective into adjective, common, uncommon, possible, impossible. Again, less, full, al, etc. can be added to other words and then they become adjectives. Powerless, colorless, powerful, democratic, and medicinal. There are also some prefixes which are used to derive adjective. For example, n, inaccuracy, m, improper. How words are derived through derivational morphemes. A noun analysis can be made verb with analyze with this morpheme. Slave, enslave, adjective into verb, rich, enrich, legal, legalize, verb into verb, continue, discontinue, pack, unpack. Prefixes used for deriving verbs, revisit, and engage. Suffixes used for deriving verbs is nation, nationalize, national, nationalize, sympathy, sympathize. This is all about morphemes and its types. Let's summarize again. We have discussed What is morphology? The study of morphemes. What is morpheme? A meaningful unit or grammatical function. Kinds of morpheme, free morpheme and bound morpheme. Free morpheme has further two kinds, lexical content words and functional words. Bound morpheme has two types, inflectional morphemes. They do not create new words. Derivational morphemes, they create new words. Thank you so much for watching.